All right, guys. It is October the 6th, year of our Lord 2025. It is Monday. Um, there's a few things going on um, about Letitia James, Comey, Fannie. They're no longer able to use taxpayer money to um, fend themselves with, $1 million attorneys. So, um, something's going on with that. I don't know the full details of all that, but something's happening there. Some judges are saying that Trump can't have a National Guard for each state to step in and defend that state against the crime and stuff that the government is allowing to happen. So he's pulling guardsmen from other states to come in and do that. So that's what's happening right now, I think, because he's going to get this crime under control one way or the other. Me personally, I think everything needs they need to stop pulling punches, and they need to stop baby stepping things and just get it done. Declare martial law, shut everything down, and start arresting. That's what they need to do. That's my personal opinion. That's what I think. Enough's enough. Now, with that being said, silver is at $48 and some odd cents now, an ounce. We're getting very, very close to the cap of that. And when that takes place, our economy is going to explode. You're going to have there's going to be several days that you're not going to be able to get money out of the bank. That day is coming. Might be this week, might be next. I don't know, but it is coming. So understand that. Your debit cards and stuff like that may not work. This is to prepare you for that time. If you want to have cash on hand, have cash on hand. If you're to where you can't, don't threat. Everything will work itself out. Just make sure you have enough food in your house for 10 to 15 days. That's all I would do. May not be what you want, but I would do things for 10 to 15 days. Quick and easy meals, if you can. So you'd need roughly a week, almost 2 weeks worth of food in the house. When the banks shut down, the ATMs stop working, I imagine people are not going to be able to go to work. People are going to not be able to do certain things. So I imagine that's when this blackout's going to happen. So things are fixing to take place. If you can't see that, you are not paying attention. Because we already have military in the streets. That's your first warning. we're fixing to start having martial law in the streets. And I imagine within those 10 days, they're going to do a martial law effect and start shutting everything down. So, whatever happens, trust that Trump has everything under control, that he's doing God's work, and trust the military to do what they need to do. That's what I'm going to tell you to do right now. So I was listening to Declare Your Destiny today, and she was talking about tithing and gifting money to people and, doing things like that. And I put a question in the comments that said, what happens if you don't go to a church? How do you tithe at that point? I got an interesting reply. The reply I got said you tithe to the people that taught you the Bible. And that was it. I'm like, okay. So I put in the comment to reply to the individual that replied to me. I said, thank you for this, but I went to church as a kid, obviously, but as far as right now, I haven't been to church. I've been on this journey myself for over a year. So, do I tithe to myself? I don't think that's how that works. So, it's interesting when you bring up questions like this. A lot of people are scrambling and can't answer that question. Now, it is a unique question. I get it. You're not asked that all the time. I'm actually going to email Declaring Your Destiny and Julie Green to see what their response is. Because it is a question that I want to know. I just don't know the answer to this question. And if you're, quote, self-taught, who do you tithe to? Randomly pick a church. But if that church doesn't have Christ in it, then you just basically donated money to the church. You put in somebody's pocket. So I'm just trying to figure it out. That's all. And I'm not trying to be, complicated. Some people may see it that way, but I'm not trying to be complicated. I'm just trying to, what's the answer? That's what I'm trying to find out. Because when you're on your own doing things like this, it's frustrating when everybody tells you to tithe and donate and do this and do that, but yet nobody can tell you exactly what to do when you're doing it on your own. They're expecting you to go to a church and learn from that church, and that's it. So So I don't know. It's definitely an interesting conversation that's going to be had with these people. Now, I'm not doing this to be mean to anybody. I'm not doing this for controversy. I'm simply asking a question. That is it. And I know a lot of people aren't going to like me because of that, and I'm fine with that. But it's questions that need to be asked. Because when you have other people, if we're supposed to be the teachers, how are we supposed to answer these questions if we've never asked them? That's my question to everybody else. If you're the teacher and you've never encountered that question, how do you answer it? Because to teach means you need to be asked difficult questions and you need to have an answer. Even if it's pray to God, and ask Him what does He want you to do. Okay, but I can't hear God right now. So how am I supposed to get that answer? Now we have a conundrum, because when you can't hear God, you go to a person that says they can hear God, you ask them that question, and they tell you to go talk to God, and God will reveal it to you. But when you're not taught how to see or hear God's response, how do you know when you receive it? That's where my questions are coming in. What am I doing wrong? What have I not repented about? What am I, is it a medical reason why I can't listen to God? I've got tons of questions, but I don't have anybody that I can ask these questions to. And I get being patient. I understand that better than a lot of people think. In martial arts, to get certain things, you have to be patient. So I've learned that. I understand it. But when they say be patient, God will get to you when He can get to you, to me that feels like they're not wanting to answer the question because it may be controversial, or they just don't have the answer and that's the best answer they have. And I wish they would address it as, this is the best answer I have for you, and leave it at that. But for some reason, people don't do that nowadays. They don't admit that they don't have that answer. So and I know, like, Julie Green Ministry loves to give out Bible verses instead of answering questions. Because I asked about med beds, and they literally answered that one. They said that it doesn't matter if the healing comes from med beds or if you get it from God. God gets the glory no matter what. And I agree 100% cold-heartedly, because without God giving anybody that knowledge, med beds wouldn't be a thing. So I agree with that. But they turned around and sent me almost a 2-page list of Bible verses on healing. And it's like, really? I've asked for healing from Julie Green, and they give me an email full of Bible verses based on what we're asking for healing for. And I'm like, that's not what you are saying. You're saying if we need to pray for you, you need extra healing or help with your prayer, contact us, and we have an amazing prayer team, and they will put your name in for prayers for what you need. That's what I did for my wife, and I get literally a page and a half of Bible verses. Not, we are praying for you, for your wife, anything like that. Just a page and a half of Bible verses. Some of these people, it just seems like that's, I hate to say this way, but it almost seems like it's not human. It's like there's a program that is just sending out the emails. And if it is, I think they need to do this a little differently. But if it isn't, somebody needs to get the AI bot out of their head and actually be a human and engage and answer the emails. I've had that with a few of these people saying, send us prayer requests and stuff, and they'll pray for you. And now, I'm not saying that I'm doing this just to be doing it. My wife needs prayers. Her medical is way worse than mine. I put a few things of my medical in with the prayers requests, and we go that route. But it's the responses I get that just makes me scratch my head. It's almost like it's automated instead of a human being reading them and saying, man, I'm sorry you're having a rough time. We will include you in our prayers. Here is 2 scriptures to help you lift your spirits a little bit. We hope this helps. In God's name. And thank you. And end the email. Instead, it is literally a page and a half, Matthew chapter 6, verse 4, and then it goes through and gives you a little bit of a description, and then it tells you Psalms 62, verse 1, and a little description, and it goes through and does that for a page and a half. It's like, why? It's a little weird now. Things may have changed from the last time I did this, because it's been a while since I've emailed them. So, but the Declaring Your Destiny, I actually get an email of someone typed it out. Um, so someone is actually reading the emails and answering the questions. They're not ignoring you. They're not just posting a lot of scriptures and throwing it back at you, anything like that. So it's one of those things you gotta. And don't get me wrong, scriptures is not bad, but when you're asking for prayer for people to help you with your prayer and to help pray for your wife or your family, and all you get back is a ton of scriptures, it's kind of like a kick it to the face, in my opinion. And I may be taking it wrong, guys. I don't know. It's weird. It's like, come on, man. Just engage. Um, and that's the two different um, differences between like the Julie Green ministry and the Declaring Your Destiny. Declaring Your Destiny actually will read your message. It may take them a day or two to get back to you, but somebody is reading it and taking it into consideration on how to answer it. Julie Green, it seems like it's like an automated AI bot that's just spitting out scriptures for them and then sends it to you. And it may take, a few hours or a day for them to get back to you. But it's just weird. I don't know. I don't know why I went on that little tirade, but if you're going to offer a thing like that, at least engage with the person that's asking for help. That's what that's where I'm boiling it down to. You know, actually spend a few minutes and read their emails and then reply. But I don't know. It's just one of those things that you gotta understand. Excuse me. That I understand everybody's going to be different about things, but it's just one of those things that I just got to wrap my mind around. It's annoying, in my opinion. But anyway, guys, this could be the week of the great and terrible day. It could be next week. It could be next month. It could be next year. I don't know. That's my keys flopping around in my hand. Sorry. So what I'm going to say is this. This is my one word of wisdom, or one phrase of wisdom for you guys. God has given all of us the ability to talk to Him. It's up to you how you engage with Him. Now, with that being said, we all have connection issues from time to time. But once we figure out those connection issues, you're not going to have a problem. So that's what you got to figure out is the connection issues. Do you have something in your house that's blocking you? Is there something in your past that's blocking you? Have you forgiven yourself for anything that you may not have forgiven yourself for? Things like this. A lot of people are saying if you have like a Ouija board in your house, you're not going to be able to hear God. If you have, I don't know, a witch's book in your house, you're not going to be able to hear God. I don't know if that's true or not, but where I'm going to say even if you have stuff like that in your house, when you're away from your house and you pray, why doesn't God answer you there? So it's things like that that just kind of is making me misunderstand things, I guess. But anyway, sorry for letting this drag on, guys. Be safe. God loves you. God bless you. Remember to pray.